Maria!
Please, Shadow, I need your help. Everyone's fate depends on you.
Maria! Maria.
Shadow, look! Up there!
Huh? What is that?
Once every 50 years, that black comet passes by this planet. Oh, do you think those black creatures are somehow connected with that comet?
Black comet.
Shadow, what's wrong?
I think you're right. I feel it. They're up there. That's where the answers are. I've got to get to that comet.
Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Sonic the Hedgehog here, and I'm back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more Let's Play of Shadow the Hedgehog for the Nintendo GameCube, PlayStation 2, and of course, Xbox.
Well, Shadow, looks like we've reached the climax of this little game. Time to make the big boss man responsible for this invasion step up and play.
Activate the shields and defend our comet.
The big boss is inside.
So anyways, last time we actually did completely done with the forms of the previous stage 6 level, which appears to be the gun fortress, and we managed to able to actually take all over the world with the forms of that particular, you know, entire world and all that stuff. So yeah, today for this video is the fact that we're about to be exploring through the final stage 6 level in the whole entire Shadow the Hedgehog before the final stage anyway, and that is the final hunt. And in order to actually get to this level is the fact that you have to do hero missions of both either Space Gadget level, or you can do with the worst level, or in this case the worst mission in the whole entire game, which is of course the hero mission in, you know, the Lost Impact. So, but at least even then though, that this level kind of feels a bit too similar to the forms of the Black Comet level, except the fact that, well, we don't have to deal with these little, sorcerer obstacles this time around though, because it's all around just, well, we'll explain more details onto this particular level as soon as we're able to actually go through those two missions. So of course we're going to be starting things off with, the hero mission, obviously, because the hero mission requires you is obviously we need to get to the goal ring. So, but here's the catch though about this, is the fact that, well, we'll explain more on that later. So Chaos Control! And I've completely ignored Black Doom right there in terms of the actual dialogue speech, although he was automatically got to this point whenever my Chaos Control stops completely, because as you can tell, that the differences here between... Oh god, I almost get knocked back by that particular black creature right there. But anywho though, yeah, as far as you guys can clearly tell, this is going to be the final level to be able to feature the mission structure, because whenever we get to the last story segment, well, there aren't any missions to be involved around here. So even then though, that, I'm actually kind of glad about that, because even then though, that, well, I don't mind some of these missions, but most of the time, in majority of the time for mission structure, is the fact that, well, I just found it to be kind of tedious at times, especially with, you know, the Lost Impact level with the hero mission. So, but even then, that's as far as I can usually think about it. One of the more annoying thing about this particular level, though, is that, like Central City, is that you need to use the vacuum weapons in order to actually just, you know, trying to able to actually access to different areas. And, you know, you have to do that a lot, because one thing is kind of annoying, though, that, if you trying to able to keep a hold of your weapon that you always enjoyed, you always have to, like, you know, just trying to discard them and then just switch them to the forms of that particular vacuum weapon in every single moment, especially because now how the fact that in a hero mission's sake that you have to do that a lot in the forms of the hero mission, because in the dark mission, well, it only happens at one time on the dark mission, but aside from that though, you have to do that loads of times on the hero mission, which it can be very tedious at one point, especially because if you really want to, like, get this thing moving, well, you need to do that a lot. So, but nonetheless though, the only good thing about this is the fact that if you're not exactly comfortable with the forms of that particular vacuum gun weapon sections, well, good thing for you is that if you manage to kill the certain amount of black creatures, because much like the gun fortress, although the only difference is that in a gun fortress level it's going to be filled with gun robots and gun soldiers, but in this level in particular it's going to be filled with black creatures all across the entire level, because even then, that way you can get a good chance to able to actually get yourselves the glorious A rank on you know, the hero mission. And aside from all that, then you can also manage to able to quickly build up your chaos control meter. So even then note that, like this part for instance, that if I don't feel like bothering trying to able to actually go for this vacuum gun section right there, instead I'm also able to kill this certain amount of black creatures, and there I go, chaos control, and I bypassed for that laser gate. Man, I love that. Especially because of how the fact that if you find these kinds of sections like this can be annoying, well, good thing for you, there's going to be all sorts of black creatures to able to kill from. So, but again, as for the Dark Mission though, we'll mention more on that whenever we deal with the forms of that particular hero mission first. So, and yeah, aside from all of that though, you need to deal with that particular stuff. So yeah, today was actually forms of the 26th of April in 2019, so we've only got about 5 more days to go until the 5th month of the forms of 2019, which we're now slowly approaching on to May. So even then though, that I'm quite surprised, we're almost at the second half of, or in this case, almost at the ending of the first half of the year, and then, you know, we'll eventually get into the forms of the second half of the year, well, until like July at some point, but even then though, that we'll mention more on that when time goes by. So even then though, yeah. I really do like the music in this level though, even though I will say though for this matter, I think I honestly actually kind of prefer this level more compared to Black Comet's level. I think it's probably because of how the fact that, well, I don't mind the music in this level, but it's just that, well, the only problem with this is that you need to keep on using the vacuum weapon in order to actually decide to able to continue your progression with the actual level, which can be very tedious enough as it is. So, here we go, another chaos control, let's go, let's go, let's go! Why did I say that 3 times? But anyways though, speaking of the forms of the hero mission in, you know, Final Hunt, that's how the fact that in order to actually deal with this mission properly, that there's gonna be a few of those switches that you might actually stumble across. Like for instance, we've already come across into them like in few sections earlier. And there's also another one right there, which by the forms of that particular stuff, if you accidentally activate one of the switches, meaning about the fact that, well, all depending on what pathways you're gonna go for. So even then though, that if you really want to go for the hero mission, well, you need to ignore the switch entirely. So even then, you have to go for that particular stuff until you're able to actually make yourselves comfortable with. So, but that's as far as I can usually think about it. So, another chaos control. Why I'm going so fast? Why I'm going so fast? I like doing that. And, you know, that's just how it is for me. So yeah, this weapon's right there. If you activated that switch, basically the actual doors were able to sealed up, and yeah, that's as far as we can get able to actually think about it. So there you go then.
So we meet at last, Black Doom. You're the one responsible for all this villainy.
So here we go with the 9th boss in the stage 6 bosses. So here we go.
You've done well, Shadow. I'm very impressed you made it this far.
Black Doom, your rule ends here, and it ends now.
So you're behind all this. Like it or not, the game's over.
Fools. The Black Arms are more than superior. We are perfect. Do you really think you have any real chance of defeating us?
It's you who should be scared, Black Doom. I made a promise to Maria to save the planet she loved so much, and I will.
Then get ready to die. Let me show you the ultimate power in the universe.
Alright, this is the third time we're gonna be dealing with the forms of Black Doom boss fight, and again, just like in the forms of how it does it in Cosmic Fall and Gun Fortress, that all you have to do is basically we need to able to attack him for good. But again, use your guns is actually the best strategy in the whole entire boss, so again, nothing too particularly special about this boss fight, although as far as I've noticed something is the fact that differently from Cosmic Fall, and especially noticeable with Gun Fortress, is the fact that the entire arena of the forms of that particular boss fight, including that last non-canonical ending boss, that's how the fact of the matter is though, is the fact that the entire arena is shaped like a circle, which, you know, kind of makes it more accurately a spherical type of arena like that. But either way though, let's just go ahead and finish him off completely. And again, I think I highly suggest you're able to actually get this weapon, as you can see right there. Because of that though, it's actually very effective on that particular boss fight right there. So there you go folks, that concludes Black Doom for the third and probably the final time, well, for now on.
Maria loved this planet. I will not let you destroy it.
So now we're on ending number 9, that we are a true hero.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
Shadow. This isn't over yet. The Black Arms will rise again.
Let's do this!
I'm Shadow the Hedgehog, and I made a promise that I intend to keep. With the power of these emeralds, Black Doom and his army are finished. This is who I am.
What?
Shadow, the humans have somehow detected our comet's presence. Activate the shield and keep the comet safe from attacks.
Alrighty folks, onwards to the forms of the true final mission, until the final story anyway, and that will have to be the Dark Mission in the Final Hunt. But again, that depending on which pathways you're gonna choose, specifically on the switch sections, if you manage to activate one of those switches, naturally there are only 4 of them, and that way it'll take you to a different pathway. Like for instance, that I activated that switch, this way it will lead me to that specific flying section, instead of by the forms of using that vacuum gun, which even then, that's summarized for that such, because even then though, you can completely ignore the vacuum gun section, which again, that if you, no matter what though, in the hero missions side of things, that how the fact of the matter is though, is that you have to deal with that a lot, as I said before, so. And by the way, for that ending number 9, I like the fact that when it says like, well, when Shadow says that with the power of these emeralds, Black Doom and his army are finished. This is who I am. What? I mean, what are you gonna do with them? I mean, why are you gonna able to like not mentioning, well, not to like mentioning that who you are? But either way, though, that's just kind of unbelievable to say that much. But I digress. So but again, that you need to able to actually activate every single switches now and then, especially because of how the fact that, well, this is actually the last non-canonical ending that we're about to be unlocking for this time and go forth. Because of that though, but again, you need to able to actually do all 10 endings if you really want to go for the last story section, or in this case the last story segment. So, by the way, for that particular switch thing I destroyed right there with the actual flying black creature type enemy, I think that does require only for one time, which is this section here. So, just to let you know for that particular part. So, oh wow, that particular hit structure, or the entire structure of the level, just somehow hit me. Or whatever. But I digress though. But even then though, let's use Chaos Control. Here we go! I'm sorry. I have to do that. I have no idea why. I'm just really so pumped for that particular part right there. But either way though, that's besides the point. So yeah, again, I will mention about the, okay, let's go ahead and activate that third switch, and the fourth and final switch is always at the very end of a level, so yeah, you probably get the idea for that part right there. So anyways, this is it, yeah, I have no idea why I'd really say that, because there's not much else I could really discuss upon for this point, folks, because even then, we're almost nearly done with the Forms of Shadow the Hedgehog game itself, especially because, then again, I will stress that enough again, that I have to able to finish this Let's Play at some point at the very end of April month. So even then, though, that before beyond that, then Piglet will definitely get back into Super Luigi Galaxy run or playthrough, or in this case, the Let's Play of Super Luigi Galaxy on Super Mario Galaxy 1, and especially noticeable with tons of new Let's Plays once in a while, because even then, though, but again, how the fact that I do apologize by the forms of the lack of uploads between Shadow the Hedgehog, especially with the other game and all that stuff. But again, we'll mention more on that whenever we get to the last story segment. But either way though, that was it. That's every single missions in the whole game.
I will not allow anyone to set their hand on Black Doom.
But before we defend the forms of the Black Doom's army, we need to deal with the last Stage 6 boss fight.
Shadow, why are you siding with those black creatures?
Siding with them? You're joking, right? I'm just siding with whoever goes up against you. This time you're going down, Sonic.
If that's how it's gonna be, Shadow, then bring it on!
Just say when.
Well, after all of that portrayal from the, like, defending Black Doom without any sort of consequences or anything like that, here we go on to the 10th and the final Stage 6 boss fight before the final boss of the game. Here we have Sonic, and for some reason Diablon was still around, which, sure, it doesn't make that much sense, mind you, because obviously that, I've no idea why he was there. But nonetheless though, exactly the same boss fight as you normally did done ever since in Black Comet, and especially noticeable with Gun Fortress, but obviously the difference is obviously the arena itself has been different, so especially noticeable with that particular circle-shaped arena, but even then, that's besides the point. So, but again, getting a gun in this particular boss fight is super effective, because obviously that if you really want to build up with your Chaos Blast meter, then you weren't able to get the infinite amount of ammo that you can get. One thing I forgot to mention about this actually is that in the final hunt, that the gun soldiers is nowhere to be seen on that level, because even then, that you know, this is a home for the actual, like, the Black Arms. So in this case, by the forms of Black Doom's home, but either way though, that's enough topic. So even then, that's yeah, that's as far as I can say about it. But again, I do apologize for my dialogue. It's actually gone pretty corny these days. It's because, well, there's not much else I can talk about for this particular boss fight. But there is actually more to come to discuss upon whenever we get to the final story segment, or in this case, the last story in this particular game. So, but again, I, you know, must admit though right away that, you know, oh crap, you're kidding me. Oh, I need to get the rings, come on. Oh, don't you back away from me. Okay, that does it. Oh. Oh god, that was close. Alright. I think he's about to be able to do this little screen nuke in just a moment. Oh, really? That hitbox is ridiculous. Anyways, but we got a Chaos Blast meter now, so... But again, as long as I'm incredibly invisible for the whole entire time, meaning I've been completely invulnerable to everything, like the homing attacks on Sonic, or in this case, for this matter, the Diablon's shockwave attack, or in this case, Inner Canyon, or anything like that. But even then though, that's done. Oh god, I don't have to touch that boss fight ever again, because I still find this boss fight pretty slow in comparison. And that was it, ladies and gentlemen, that was it for every Stage 6 bosses.
It's do or die, Sonic the Hedgehog.
And we'll see the final non-canonical ending, and that is ending number 10.
Finally, I've got all the Chaos Emeralds.
Man, I didn't think you had it in ya.
I'm Shadow the Hedgehog, and now I am the most powerful hedgehog in the world! The power of these emeralds makes me invincible. I am the ultimate hedgehog. This is who I am.
Congratulations, Shadow, you the ultimate hedgehog in the planet. Oh man, no wonder why that you're so desperate and able to want to let Shadow the Hedgehog 2 to be confirmed, but that never happened due to the poor reception to this. But I digress. I am the ultimate hedgehog. Oh man, that is definitely super. But anyways, by completing buddy forms of the final hunt level, that you would able to actually unlock the fifth weapon that you can get, and that will have to be buddy forms of the healing gun. Which, that could be very good if you manage to do with the hero mission in the Doom level, for example. That way you can able to actually deal with that mission in no problem. Which, that's as far as I can actually try to think about for the time's sake. So even though it might be a very cheating way to do that, but either way though, that's as far as I think about it. And the song you would able to unlock if you complete the final hunt level, and that will have to be by the forms of All Hail Shadow by Magnify. And it also did the remix version of that song in Sonic 06, which is my preferred version. But even then, I'll let you guys enjoy that version of Magnify version of All Hail Shadow. And that is all the 10 non-canonical endings. So join me next time on Let's Play Shadow the Hedgehog. It's going to be the grand finale of this Let's Play by going through the last story. So this is going to be interesting. So see you guys then. Later, fellas.
Tragedies and everything that comes our way. Determination of the strong. Found the meaning that you searched for so long. All hail Shadow, heroes rise again. Obliterating everything that's not your friend. Nothing can stop you now. No ghost to bring you down. When there's nothing left to lose, you win. Somewhere in chaos we all find ourselves. This destruction is the only tale we tell. White is black and black is white. Right is wrong and wrong is right. Nothing ever fills this hole